Welcome back, welcome back. I want to talk today about inner child healing. So this has been an interesting one for me as I flicked between do you need it, do you not need it? And I've started to lean towards that. I think it's an important aspect of healing and the journey to reconciling certain aspects within ourselves that may be stuck in certain ages or parts that are stuck in certain ages. But I do think that we need to approach this from a very mature and stable and conscious place. I don't believe we need to go into the child and start to dramatically play out the emotional stuff. I personally think you need to meet the internal child with the mature masculine or mature feminine, whatever it needs, and start to see and hear it or her or him, and just to be able to just have a bit of a reframing and dialogue with the internal child, with the experiences you may have had in life that have got you caught up. And I'll share one for you that was really profound for me recently. Was it's been quite a tumultuous healing experience for me around my healing from with my ex, and I was with her from 16 for almost 10 years, and we split, and it was, it was a very beautifully toxic relationship. um Lots of good and lots of bad. And I'd always been a bit stumped why she would come back in and then go back out and come back in. I'd be done so much work, therapy, psychology, breath work, medicine, all kinds of stuff, right? And then recently I had this EMDR session, and it was that because she had something really bad happen when she was 3, and I had something bad happen to me when I was 2, our inner childs of that age trauma bonded. And I became her father, she became my sister. And through this, they connected and bonded through energetic trauma. And because it was unspoken, and because it was like beyond language, because of the youngness of it, when I went in and started doing the work, the MDR work, all I needed was to just basically cut and say, hey, I'm here. You don't need to be connected anymore. It's fine. You can say goodbye. That time has ended. It's time to come and play. And the freedom and liberation that's occurred since then, it's been profound. So that's an example. Was it's just bringing in the mature masculine, or the father came in and just going, hey, you're getting lost in some energy that isn't you, and they're wandering around consciousness within you, and bringing them back into the internal house of energetics, or however you want to frame it, your internal home, the internal family system, but bringing that child into the safe place so that play and joy and freedom can start to manifest from within and without. But I didn't need to go through some sort of childish, dramatic, outward expression as a 35-year-old man. I didn't need to do that. So something I've learned is like it's mostly energetic. Is you just need to bring in a certain energetic archetype. And for in that instance, it was the father archetype. Sometimes it's been a more motherly energy, and sometimes it's been more godly or more divine. And when we bring these sorts of energies and archetypes into the inner child healing, it restructures within yourself energetically, and it usually frees us up. Sometimes there'll be an energetic release, maybe some tears or some shaking or something like that. But me personally, that's what's worked best for healing the inner child. I think we need to be really mindful of when the inner child is active. You'll see this most when you're with your wife or your kids. Is your kids will bring out certain ages within you. Something for me, I've accessed ages that I wouldn't have been able to access if it wasn't for my kids. It's like 2 or 3 or 5 or 7, and I've been able to access these ages through them, which has been quite profound. And vice versa with my wife, we sometimes both turn into children. We turn into 2 children battling it out to who's right and who's wrong, and who's not done this, who's done this, and eventually we realize that we're just two kids fighting, and we just got to take some separation for a moment, allow the maturity to come back in, or the adult, and come back together and repair and recognize and repair and resolve, and then get to a resolution. So inner child work is definitely important, but there's a lot of nuances within it. So I think the biggest nuance within it is just making sure that you're not going into a dramatic, unnecessary release. Because if you're an adult now and a child has an emotion within it, stored within it, yes, there could be tears, yes, there could be a catharsis. However, we don't want to perpetuate too much emotion, which kind of just goes around in circles, because we want to actually be able to land in moving forward and making new decisions, or shifting the view from what that child was holding in place from whatever happened to you. And this is what is really powerful about this sort of work around here, is when you're a child, you made specific decisions and started to come up with a specific worldview or cultural view or relationship view or view upon yourself based upon what was happening in life, and then that anchored in, and that can still be running in the background now. And this is about clearing up views or clearing up decisions that were made when you were younger, and so you can start to make new decisions and have, I guess, better views or no view, so that when you start walking through life feels cleaner, clearer, more stable. You have more clarity, and you can start having fun again and play and have joy and freedom. So let me know what your experience is below with inner child healing, and give me a like and a subscribe.